Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Now we're doing another refrigerator unboxing. And if I were you, I'd thinking, Bob, is that all you're going to do from now on is refrigerator unboxings? And it just happens to be that in the world of e-commerce, once you start doing videos on an item, and if people watch them and they sell product, then they all write you and say, please sell my product. And, you know, the advantage to that is that I can give these things away to people who need them, and they're not going to pay anything for them at all. And so that is a really good thing, and everyone wins, and you learn more about different fridges. So that's what's going on here today. This is another F40C4 TMP. I have memorized that. It took a lot of effort, but I've memorized the name. And one of you very kindly wrote in and explained what it means. F40 is Fahrenheit 40 degrees, and C is Celsius 4, and TMP is temperature. And now that I know that, it makes some sense to me, and I can actually, that helps me actually learn it, and I know the name of this thing now. This is another F40 C4 TMP, and it's a 30 quart. And as you can see behind me is my new ambulance, and I'm in the process of a build. I currently own a Joy Tudis fridge. It's I believe it's 30 quart, and now that I have the ambulance, I have a whole lot more room, and I'm going to have two fridges. So I want two fridges, and I'm going to have a ton of solar for a single guy just in an ambulance. I'm going to have 720 watts of solar on that. And so I have all the solar I could possibly need. I'm going to run two fridges, potentially one as a fridge and one as a freezer. That works really well. If you have two fridges, that works really well. And the amazing thing about these is, this is a 30 quart. My other one is a Joy Tudis 30 quart. They're just Chinese, no name, you know, and they're pretty cheap. Here's the thing. I've been buying 55, 60 quarts. My last two fridges was a winter 65 quart, and the fridge I bought after that was a truck fridge 55 quart. So double that, you get 60. So that's what I've had on average in the past is 60 quarts. They cost me usually $500–600. These two together are going to be about the same price as that one fridge, but I've got redundancy, and I like redundancy. One fails, I've still got a fridge running. I can have one as a fridge running at about 40 degrees. I can have the other as a freezer running at about 5 or 10 degrees. Same price. To me, that makes more sense. Now, I could not do that in my van. My van's right over here. I'm in the process of moving in. I couldn't do that in a van because I didn't have the space. But in the ambulance, I got tons of space. And so now I can do that. So this isn't a solution for everybody, but it's going to work really well for me. And it may be a solution for some of you. And again, nomad living is a big tent. Some of you have big vehicles and you can have two smaller fridges. Some of you can't. You only have to have one larger fridge. We're all different. There's no right or wrong out here. It's whatever works best for you. And so we're just going to do a quick unboxing. I've bought two F40 fridges before, and they've gone to someone else. And I have two other people with F40 fridges. They've both been extremely happy with them. I have no hesitation to buy another one from them. They sent this to me. I did not buy that. Let me have full disclosure. One of them, I have the three F40s. I bought one, and two, this will be the second, was sent to me for free. You need to know that. However, this will be the only one that I will keep myself. The other two are going to friends. So this is $242. That's just an incredible deal. That means if you bought two of these, two 30s, fridge, freezer, or just a huge amount of space, totaling up 60 quarts, then that's going to add up to, what's that going to be, 550, 242, and 242. Yeah, it's almost exactly a little short of 550. That's still really cheap. And I think I've always had big fridges. So I had a 65 quart winter and the 55 quart truck fridge. I hate that you have all the stuff at the bottom. You're going to keep your meats and your you want the coldest stuff right at the bottom. You're digging out the whole thing. Or if you're using the baskets, you're lifting the whole basket out and still unloading it because it's at the bottom. That drove me crazy. I really hated that. Huge advantage if you have the space, same price, is 2 smaller fridges when getting to the bottom is really simple. Those things were so important to me that this is worth it. May not be worth it to you, but at least you're aware it's a possibility if at some time it becomes an option. You can buy the small fridge for $240 in the ballpark of $230, $280. That's what these small ones go for. And then you can use one, and if you ever have extra money and a year later, you can buy a second one. You can have a fridge, freezer, plenty of space. The 30 quart is a small amount of space. If I'm going out and I'm going to be out in a spot for a week or two, by the time I stock it up, it is packed really tight, and I'm wishing I had more. That's the honest truth. All right, enough. I'll stop all that jibber jabber, but you have an idea of my thinking and how it can apply to your life and make your life better, going with 1 or 2 small fridges instead of 1 big one. Okay, now getting them boxed is kind of a chore. If there are 2 of you, 1 to lift out, 1 to hold the box down, and it becomes really easy. If you're on your own, you might have to turn it upside down trick and then lift the box off, turn it right, turn it down again. There's 2 boxes. There almost always are, a box and a box. They're well shipped that way, but it's a pain. And so if you do turn it upside down, or I would just wait. If I got a fridge, I would wait a minimum of 2 days with it right side up, so because the fluid moves. If it's shipped upside down or sideways, the fluid moves around, and you want it to all settle down and be in the right spot before you turn it on for the first time. So leave it upright for a day or 2, and you know you're going to be safe. It might be overkill, but hopefully you can wait a couple days. That's what I always do. And you know, they're all very similar. They have a top opening. I love the top opening. This takes so much more room. I've got a video and I showed you that. This doesn't take up much room. This is 15 inches tall and another 15 inches for the lid. You'd only need 30 inches of space. So in fitting this in your rig, getting into it, holding it up is so much better with this kind of a system. This one also has a divider. It doesn't come with a basket, which I never use the baskets, but I do know people that like them. This comes with a divider that has a slide in. Here's all your parts and pieces. And that might be useful. This is such a small space that any odd-sized box makes this pretty impractical. You would end up wasting space. I'm sure I would end up throwing this away. This will end up, it divides it exactly in half, and this small a space, it just doesn't work well. But it might work for you. You try it for yourself. They all have this basic same setup. This is just exactly how they all work, these cheap Chinese ones. And I say cheap Chinese because they are cheap. This is half the price of one of the good brand name fridges. But they all have this kind of basic setup. And I think I'm going to be really happy with it. Standard stuff, I won't even open this. It's just going to have a 110 outlet and a 12-volt outlet. You can plug it into either 110 or 12-volt. It'll have a little manual. It'll have the handles. This one doesn't have it. I like it better. This one has inset handles. I like that better. They work very quiet. One of your questions, how I haven't turned this one on, but because I've owned 2 other F40s, everyone says they're just as quiet as any fridge is. There's a little noise. You can't eliminate noise, but there's a little noise. There's a little heat they produce, the compressor produces, but it's never an issue. And again, all of them that I have seen have worked so well in maintaining a really nice temperature range. Mine, I can watch it. I'm aware of it because it's sitting right there where I can see it when I'm in the rig. And I can watch, and I can see the temperature, the thermometer on it. And it'll go up to 30. And I know within half an hour, it's going to come on. And it's going to be on for 15, 20 minutes. And it's going to drop down. It might get up to 31. I don't think I've ever seen it go above 31. And within 15, 20 minutes, it's going to be down at 29 or 28. And I have, one time I put pops, because you know that's a lot of what I want is cold pop. And so I have once had slushy pop, and I don't know why. Maybe it was a hot day and so it was actually overcompensating. I don't know. I've had slushy pop one time. I've never frozen anything. I've never damaged anything with freezing or heat. I'm just extremely happy with its heat temperature regulation. And I think these are all made in one factory, and I think this is basically the same thing with a different label on it. So I feel comfortable in discussing it the same way. We'll find out. I'll continue every few months or a couple months or 6 months, a year. I will continue to let you know, and if one of them fails, I'll let you know that too. So you'll have a long-term idea. I get to keep all these, or the friends I get to give them to get to keep them. I've given away 3 so far, and I'm going to keep this one. And I bought one for myself. So, and please don't write me and ask me to get you one, because this is kind of a pain in the butt, and it's not a normal thing that I'm going to be doing this. So don't write me and ask me to get you a fridge. It doesn't really work that way, and I'm tired of doing fridges. I've done a lot of fridges. So I'll give you an update on all of them here in a month or two, including this one. So this one's going to go in the ambulance when it's done, and I'll have a fridge, a Joy Tudis 30 quart, and I will have an F40 30 quart, and I'll keep you updated. If this one fails and right away, then I won't even put this video up and you won't see it. If you're seeing this video, that means it's running just fine, or else I won't put it up. And these things come on sale. So if you're thinking about a fridge, just get a bunch of these names, Joy, Tudis, F40, and put them in your cart and start watching the prices. Push them on your wish list, and they'll alert you when price changes. When their deal comes up, grab it, because they're well worth it, to my mind. I wouldn't be surprised if you could find this thing for around $200 at some point. So what happens a lot when I do these videos is they'll send a coupon code or discount code, special price, so that goes along. And if I haven't heard on that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, just go down to the description, take a quick look, and see if there's a discount code. I'll put a date on it. If it's time limited, it almost always is. And so you might be watching this much later after this. But usually, a lot of times, they'll give permanent coupon codes to my name, CheapRVLiving generally. But go look in the description and you'll see if there's any current. And after that, just keep watching. Keep watching all of these. And whenever you get the best deal you can, grab it up, because I think it's worth the risk. It has been for us so far. So I hope you got something out of this video. I think having a fridge in your rig has become pretty affordable, and it makes my life so much better, and I bet you would be really glad you have one too. I recommend 200 watts. I think if you have 200 watts and you're not a big power user, I think you can run one of these fridges. They're really fairly low draw. So if you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.
If you are brand new to the road or would just like to see everything in one place, Bob is offering classes on Skillshare and Udemy.com. It's a comprehensive nomad course that has 5.5 hours of content spread out in 19 classes, with everything you need for your life on the road to make it the best possible experience it can be. Bob covers all the details, from solar and internet options to where to park and how to stay clean, working on the road, traveling on a budget, and so much more. So we hope you'll check it out, the ultimate crash course to living on the road, how you can afford a life of travel.